Hey, is this me? I can't tell.
What's up? It's me. I have a review of Summer Slaughter 2016. I saw this in Baltimore, Maryland, July 27th. I talked about my thoughts on the lineup as a whole, so I'm just now going to give my thoughts on the show as it happened. This is my 6th year attending Summer Slaughter. I've been to every one since 2011. And I have to say that this is one of the best years for sure. It was just it was an overall just solid show, and it's such a solid package. I thought this year's turnout was a lot better than last year's. It just seemed like there was a lot more people at the venue, which last year I was thinking because it was a Thursday that the show happened. You know, that's maybe why it's a weekday, but this year it was a Wednesday and people were still there. So yeah, they started off. There was 3 local bands that played. I did not catch any of their names because either someone on fucking stage was fucking playing something, or they didn't say it loud enough into the mic or whatever. I don't know. Or I'm just fucking deaf. So I don't know. But they were all deathcore bands, and they were all extremely average, and didn't do anything new with the genre. So there we go. Let's move on. First band on the bill is Ingested. Ingested is a death metal band from the UK, and I thought they were superb. I don't really know Ingested too well. I've heard of them. I've listened to a couple songs here and there, but not a whole lot. But I'm definitely going to have to check them out because they killed it, and they had the crowd fucking going. It was cool, man. I don't really know any of the songs they played, but I just thought how much energy they had, and their overall sound was just good. They were a really tight band. Enjoyed them very much. Next up was Slaughter to Prevail. They are a deathcore band. I did not hear of this band beforehand. They were brutal, and not in a good way to me. They were just extremely painful to get through. It was almost like, is this shit gonna fucking end? I just didn't think their vocalist really had it going. Really, I just wasn't digging the vocals at all. I wasn't digging their attitude. And you could kind of tell in a way that, you know, people kind of weren't digging it as much as Ingested. Ingested had a lot of people going. The crowd was banging their head. Mosh pits were real big. But Slaughter Prevail, everybody was just kind of standing there like, what the fuck is going on? Because all their songs sounded just a little bit too similar to me, especially as someone that's maybe looking to get into them. I don't know. And just so fucking generic. I'm just so sick of bands in deathcore. Just not. It's almost like they don't even try. And then for some reason, someone sees something in some of these bands and signs them or whatever. You know, it's just frustrating. I'm not talking about them as people. I'm talking about them as just a band making music. It's just frustrating, you know. It's just same dun, dun, dun. It's like the same shit over and over again. Look, come on, man. Let's just try to be a little bit more creative in this genre. I know it's somewhat of a restrictive genre in a way, but there's bands out there that I know can do better. Honestly, I thought the local bands were better than fucking Slaughter to Prevail. Get them out of here. Next up was Krisiun. Krisiun, from Brazil, I believe. Death metal band. I thought they were great. I don't know this band super well, but I was looking forward to seeing them because I know people were really into them, and they do have some buzz around them. I thought they were fine. I definitely want to check them out and check out their most recent album. I didn't really know too many of the songs that they played, but what they were playing, I was digging. Very fast, very interesting riffs, and very interesting solos. Just to say that. I mean, they're very random and sporadic, but yet they felt well put together. You know, the playing wasn't sloppy. It was just all over the place. Same with the riffs. You know, the riffs weren't sloppy. They were just all over the place, and I guess that's just their style. I will certainly be checking this band out for more, but I thought they were fine. You know, they got a lot of people going too. So yeah. Next up, this is the meat of the lineup for me, and this is really why I went to this tour, is this band on to the headliner Cannibal Corpse. I personally think this might have been the best performance that I saw of the day in terms of just energy and getting the crowd into it. Revocation completely destroyed. I've seen this band so many times, and they just get better and better and better and better and better every fucking time. It's almost like same with their albums. They just put out album after album that gets better and better and better for the most part. And here, their performances just get better and better and better. It was awesome to see. You know, seeing Dismantle the Dictator live will never get old. Hearing, you know, their new stuff was great too. Fucking Crumbling Imperium, they played that. That was the last song they played. One of my favorite songs off their new album. Arbiters of the Apocalypse was fucking so tight to hear. In overall, it was just awesome. Madness Opus was another song that just really, really got people going. It's just David on vocals is so good live. I just think he can really pull everything off. And it, you know, I watch him, I'm just like, dude, I don't know how the fuck you're playing some of these riffs and singing at the same time. There's a lot of talent in that band, and they're just so energetic that you kind of just can't help but just be enthralled by them, you know, and just mesmerized, you know. It was great. And you can tell they have a lot of fun on stage as well, and they're nice guys, and I loved it. Definitely probably the best performance of the day for me. Not my favorite performance, if you're following me. Just overall the tightest. I'm being stupid. Next up was Carnifex. Carnifex was good. The only thing I'll have to say is that I thought their sound for a while, about probably till halfway through their set, was just fucking wonky. You know, their guitars are super muddy live, and to the point where I was kind of like, it's a little hard to get into, honestly. And then Scott Lewis's vocals were just not his performance, just in the mix, just back and forth between like, oh, this sounds really good, and I don't know what you're saying, I can't really hear you, you know. They definitely have a different vibe to them on stage. You know, they brought these candles out, you know, I don't think they were real candles, but fake candles that lit up on stage on these little altar looking things, and Scott had fucking spikes on his shoulders and makeup, make it look like he was fucking satanic, you know, black shit going down his eyes. He's a good front man, honestly. He really knows how to get people into it. You know, probably had the most crowd reaction out of crowd interaction. That's what I meant to say. Out of any of the bands throughout the day. You know, hearing songs like Dark Days, they opened up with Die Without Hope. Fucking love hearing those songs off their last album. But then they played new stuff. They played Drown Me in Blood, and the title track, off their new album Slow Death, which I thought went over super well live. I actually picked up their album. They were selling it early. I believe it comes out August 5th, so I'm going to be giving it a lot of jams, and then we'll be sharing my thoughts on that. The only thing I'll have to say about their performances, besides just their mix, I like Hell Chose Me. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. That's a fine song to end with, because I feel it does somewhat bridge the gap in a way between early Carnifex and where they are now. And people just dig that song. And people dig this next song, don't get me wrong, but I wish they would stop playing Lie to My Face and stuff from their first album or two. Like, that stuff just isn't that good to me. And then compared to where they are now, like, they're better than that, honestly. And I feel like they're just kind of playing it because people dig it. And, it's Lie in My Face is their most popular song. It's the song that really kind of made them popular years ago. But I just don't think they need to play that material anymore. Like I said, they're better than that. Clearly. I mean, go listen to their newer songs or Die Without Hope, their last album. I mean, even stuff Hell Chose Me or, an album they play nothing from, Until I Feel Nothing, which I thought had some good songs on there. It's just, yeah, that's all I'll say. But overall, solid set. I digged it. I like Carnifex a lot, man. They are killing it as of late. Next up, Suffocation. I saw Suffocation years ago. I want to say 2013 after their last album came out. And Frank Mullen doesn't tour with them anymore. Just because he's got another job that he wants to do. He just doesn't want to tour anymore. So when I saw them, I believe they had John from Dying Fetus on vocals, which I thought he fucking killed it. Now they have Ricky Mears on vocals, who is the drummer of Disgorge, I believe. I thought he fucking destroyed. That guy can sing, man. He can do fucking death metal growls like fucking almost as better than anybody. It was crazy. It was almost like, am I listening to Frank Mullen? I feel like I am, because this guy's just ripping my fucking face off. And I thought he was a good frontman, entertaining, and then, he just killed it. And overall, I thought their set was awesome. They mostly focused on really old stuff, in Trails of You, Jesus Wept, Pierce from Within, Infecting the Crypts. I felt like their set was long and it was fun. Suffocation's just a fun band, and it's nice to see them on the road playing their music after, they have so much downtime all the time anymore. Hopefully they'll get some new music out. I believe Frank still is going to record with the band, so that's exciting. But then hopefully they'll just continue to be on the road. I believe Ricky is an incredible vocalist to fill in for Frank on the road, though. I mean, he fucking killed it to me. And overall, I thought their mix was really good, and they just really had people going. It was great. They're an entertaining band to watch live, for sure. And they're death metal legends, It's always fun. The only song I wish they would play, and I don't think they played it last time I saw them, but I am a massive fan of the song Blood Oath. It's there's 2009 album, the title track. That song is so fucking good, and then I love that riff that opens that song up. It's tight. I wish they would have played that, but anyways, next up, very weird ordering in a way. I mean, I know next up's After the Burial. I know they draw more probably than Suffocation does, so that just makes sense, but it's still a little weird to go to Carnifex and then Suffocation and then After the Burial. I know After the Burial is still a heavy band, but just different style. After the Burial put on a fucking great show to me. I thought they sounded very good. You know, they had the tragic passing of Justin Lowe last year, literally around this time. You know, they were supposed to be on Summer Slaughter Tour, and then they had to cancel. And they said that on stage, and they got a lot of support from people, which was nice to see. You know, they were like, we didn't know if we were going to be a band anymore, but we decided to keep pushing forward. And, you know, no matter what shitty things happen to you in life, just keep pushing forward, and, you know, good things could come of it. So it was very inspiring, and it was nice to see them on stage. The other guitar player, Cuz Hair, I almost didn't recognize him. Like, did they get a new guitar player? But no, same guy. Only one guitar player. I don't know if they will ever really replace Justin. He's a hard guy to replace, just because After the Burial has a very specific style, and the way that they kind of had such a chemistry, you know? It'll be hard for them, I think, to find someone that just matches like that. They did get a new bassist, however. I'm blanking on his name, so I apologize for that. I thought he did fine. I miss their old bassist, though. He was entertaining to watch. But they killed it. I mean, they opened up. They played 3 new songs. Lost in the Static is what they opened up with. Good song to open up with. Very groovy. Very fun. Then they played Collapse and Mire. 2 good songs from their album. Dig Deep. I enjoy Dig Deep, just not as much as I enjoy their other stuff. But, you know, when they played their old stuff, though, it was great. My Frailty and Berserker never get tiring to hear live. And they played the song Drifts, which I never heard them play before, off of Rare Form. That was super exciting to hear, because I like that song a lot. And then they close with A Wolf Amongst Ravens, which is an excellent song to close with, especially just the way that song ends. And that's a great song to hear live. I thought After the Burial killed it. I honestly did. It's just nice to see them touring again. And, you know, obviously, they put out a new album, making more music. It's fun. Next up was the band that I was most excited to see on this tour, and I think they fucking really delivered. And they were the band that I enjoyed the most, and I have their shirt on right now. That's Nile. Nile fucking destroyed. They were so good. I thought out of every band, they had the best mix of the day. Their mix in just overall sound was crushing, and it was very clear and very crisp. I mean, you really truly did hear everything really well, and they had a good mix with vocals. I'm just pulling up their set list here. I apologize. You know, the back and forth there with Carl and the other guy. Apologize. Just completely fucking great. They only played 6 songs. I was so sad when they were like, "This is our last song." I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, you're second to last. You should get a little bit more time than this. It's my first time seeing Nile, and seeing them here, I was like, "Fuck." Well, now I just need to see these guys again. Hopefully headline. I've missed them so many times because honestly, the problem is that this is just me. Is that they always tour and it's just them. Now, don't get me wrong. It's them playing for a long time. And that's kind of what you're there for, right? But I just want to see another band or so open up for them. And I know they get locals and all that stuff, but I've run into so many shit local bands. I just cannot stand local bands sometimes opening up. That's just me. That's such a personal preference. I know some people are very much into their local scene and embrace it. It's just the local scene around my area just fucking sucks. besides a handful of bands, it's fucking awful. And it's just a shame. So I've always wanted to see Nile put together just a little bit more of a tour. And then also they announced it really early, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going. And then everybody else has announced their tours, and it's right around it, and I'm like, well, I kind of like this tour package overall a little bit better, so I'm going to go to that, and I'll catch Nile another time. So that's just me. But they played a solid 6-song set list. Sacrifice unto Sebek, great opening song. Kafir was awesome to hear live. I love that song. They played 2 new songs, Call to Destruction, Evil to Cast Out Evil. Evil to Cast Out Evil might be my favorite Nile song. I just fucking love that song. That opening riff is so evil, yet so catchy and so good. And I love the solo in that song. I mean, the solo just completely kills it. And overall, it's just catchy. It's heavy. It has everything I love about Nile in it. So that was awesome to hear live. Then they really went back in time, played Sarcophagus off of In Our Darkened Shrines. I thought that was superb. I would have probably liked to hear something else there. Lash to the Slave Stick or Annihilation of the Wicked or something. But that was still nice to hear. I like that song a lot. And then, of course, ending with Black Seeds of Vengeance. They really had people going. And it was just fun to see this band. They were entertaining live. They looked like they were having fun. Nile completely just killed it to me. I loved it. Instantly, I was like, I need to see this band again. They were so good. So yeah, that's that. And then finally, the headliner, Cannibal Corpse. I've seen Cannibal Corpse 4 times now. They put on a fucking show, man. They put on a Cannibal Corpse show. I've seen Cannibal Corpse now 3 times within 7 months. And I've reviewed the past 2 shows. And I'll be honest with you, they played the same exact set list pretty much as the past 2 shows that I've seen. So I'm not going to go on too much about them, because you could check out those reviews. So I went on a little bit more about them. But they put on what Cannibal Corpse does. They don't talk that much, although when Corpse Grinder talks, he's very entertaining. I think he's a good frontman. He's funny. Just one song to the next, one song to the next, and just punch you in the face and just rip your balls off. It's great. They kind of just play 1 or 2 songs from almost every album, and then they just killed it. But I just kind of knew what they were going to play. You knew they were. I just felt like they were going to open with Evisceration Plague and then go into, Time to Kill Is Now and then Scourge of Iron and don't get me wrong, I love those songs. I just wish they would play a little bit more of a variety, I guess. But can't go wrong with A Skull Full of Maggots and A Wretched Spawn. I mean, those songs are so good, or Unleashing the Bloodthirsty, Make Them Suffer, Hammer Smash Bass, of course. Then they played 3 new songs off of A Skeletal Domain, same ones I've seen past 2 times. Killer Becomes, Sadistic Embodiment, and Ice Pick Lobotomy. Those are fun songs, but I would love to hear the title track live. There's a lot of songs I would like to hear on there. So yeah, that's Cannibal Corpse. I mean, they killed it. They're such a tight band live. They just get your head banging, and they're fun. They're just fun to see. That's Summer Slaughter. Summer Slaughter 2016 was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it very much. I think it was just a strong package of bands. I don't know if it's my favorite year. I actually really need to start thinking about that. But hopefully it'll be around next year and they'll have another good show to put together. And I'll hopefully go again. I love it. So thanks for watching. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Hopefully I'm going to do Black Crown Initiate here pretty soon. And then probably Despised Icon and Carnifex next week. Stay tuned. And then the weekly breakdown is returning this week. Thanks for watching. Go to this tour. It basically just started. I think my date from the back of the shirt here is about a week in, so there's still a lot left. If you're on the fence about it, you can't go, you're available, definitely go, man. I think you'll have a fun time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.